fine?
Great.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Those of you that don't know me, I'm Bill Pease, retired captain and current accreditation manager from Nashua, New Hampshire. And gentleman next to
I'm
me.
John Moseley. I'm a retired commander from the Corpus Christi, Texas Police Department.
In our role, we're consultants for the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement out of Gainesville, Virginia. We basically spent the last several days and 30 days prior trying to learn anything and everything about the Sumter Police Department. This assessment actually started not when we landed here and I brought the terrible weather with me. It started about 6 weeks ago. I picked up the phone, spoke with Lindsay, and we accessed the policies and procedures for your police department online. Your police reports, inspection reports, crime analysis reports, to get a really good feel. So your written directives, what I found, way back at my desk in Nashua, were outstanding. What you were doing that I could see on paper was outstanding, you know. However, that did a disservice to when we got here. The people of this police department are second to none. They really were. That's what made this assessment, and we're going to be reporting the results. Those of you that don't know the CALEA process, there is about 480 standards encompassing all aspects of law enforcement. How I'd like to describe that is they are the best practices in law enforcement in the world. CALEA is an international accrediting body. You can basically, and a friend of mine did this down in Florida, they incorporated land, created a town, took the CALEA book and created a police department. Built the police department, designed dispatch, records, evidence, outfitted patrol cars, everything. So just about every aspect of law enforcement is covered in there. And if you adhere to the standards, boy, you get a beautiful blueprint to run a very professional police department. Some of the highlights that I reviewed in your high liability areas, like use of force, search and seizure, narcotics investigations. I was so impressed for an agency with a little over 100 police officers. You have like 11 instructors in use of force. That's just not the old-fashioned firearm. That's defensive tactics, that's OC, that's taser. Nowadays with the liability, that is so, so important. I was involved in a shooting investigation in my career. Our agency was accredited, and it was such a nice feeling to hand over all of the training documents, inspection documents. You owe it to those officers out in the street that if you hand them a weapon that they're trained, your trainers are trained, those weapons are inspected. Second to none, you guys do an outstanding job with that. And I'm really kind of a stickler on that because I owe it to you. I want to make sure you'd have that same experience I did. Your investigations, I spent quite a bit of time with the lieutenant in investigations and with the crime analyst, excuse me. And what I was most impressed, and I've done these all over the country, the fact that now your crime analyst can produce hotspot data twice a week to the patrol officers, so they can be in the right place at the right time. And this has been going on, I venture to guess, close to a year. Well, guess what? The statistics that I have, the burglaries in this city have gone down 22% in a year. Thefts have gone down 19%. That is absolutely astounding. That is great, great work. And taking the data, putting it with the troops, coupled with the investigators, that is what this is all about. And her ideas that she gave me, I'm bringing back to Nashua, because that is just outstanding police work. It really is. Your evidence system. I spent quite a bit of time with your evidence custodians. Evidence rooms in police departments where police departments can get in trouble. What I can tell you, Chief, you have nothing to worry about. You might really need a new building, but the folks you have in there have an efficient system. They're constantly inspected. If the officers don't package that evidence right, well, guess what? They're going to learn how to package that evidence right. That's what you need. Your off-site facility is very well secure. There's plenty of room in there to process vehicles. I felt very confident signing off on that check. And again, we owe it to you that if there was some flaws in there, to let you know. There was no flaws. There was no flaws whatsoever. Before I turn this over to my partner, this is probably my about 34, 35 clear assessments I've done. And most of the time when the inspectors are around, employees are whoosh, not around. They hide. It was just the opposite here. We'd walk down the hall, it would, I'd feel like a rock star. People shaking my hand, hey Bill, how you doing? What are you bringing this lousy weather for? People would come in our work area, left and right. It really was such a pleasure. Part of what we do, we review all your policies, procedures, but we talk with people. We hit, I know myself, at just about every area of this police department. And it was as thorough as we could do since Monday. And everybody walked the talk. Nobody tripped up. Nobody said, oh, we keep files here, or we do it this way. No, they followed the procedures. So it was a nice job, folks, and thank you for your hospitality.
Thanks. I reviewed several aspects of the department also, like the communications sections, the uniform division. And they're all top-notch. They perform their job in a very professional manner, and they stick with the CALEA standards, which in turn makes you less susceptible to lawsuits and that sort of liability. But what I really want to talk about the most is the people in this department. Bill alluded to them a little bit. He talked about how CALEA, if you took the entire manual, you could literally build a department out of it. It's the perfect blueprint to build a department. Well, that is true. But then you have to staff that building with people. And I don't know that I've ever met a nicer group of people that sincerely love their job and what they're doing. And you may not appreciate me saying this, but I think the chief has an uncanny knack for putting the right people in the right place. And when you do that, you have happy people that love their job and their performance goes way up here. So the quality of people that this department has, I think, is its strongest suit. One of the other two things that I want to talk about is the community interaction that this community enjoys. I'm from a slightly smaller city, 350,000 or so, about 500 officers. And I'm proud of my department. But I can tell you, we didn't enjoy, I say didn't because I've been retired about 4 years now, so. We enjoyed good community relations. We had the support of our community, but we didn't have it like Sumter has it. After talking to people around, after the public hearing Monday night or Tuesday night, I'm convinced that this community thinks as much of their department as I think of this department. And that interaction there, the school district, all the involvement that the department has in the school district really made me feel good about this department and how they interact with the community. And the last thing that I'd like to touch on are the community programs. Every department in the United States wants to be a community-oriented policing department. Over the years, it's been called so many different names that we've all lost track of it. But the common denominator of any truly community-oriented policing unit is their community programs. And I'm blown away by the programs that this department offers to the community. I want to especially take note of the senior citizens programs. The I'm Okay, which kind of turned into the, what's the name, Checkmate program. Wow. I mean, that is truly, maybe you guys don't recognize it, but from an outside point of view, that's a truly amazing program. And to extend it with Corporal Papa G and the way that he deals with that, the numerous human interest stories that we came across from the department, and especially Corporal Davis doing their job was amazing. All the school projects that you have, the superintendent spoke highly, naming off programs. We're really impressed. I think I can speak for Bill too. We're really impressed. So to me,